In this video, I'm going to be showing you a before and after look of a 5-bedroom home that I sold for less than $125,000. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from Ask Rinde. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you inside my real estate business and showing you the shocking transformation of one of my listing properties. I'm also going to be sharing with you what the property sold for just 5 months after the renovation was completed. It's going to be a lot of surprises and a lot of fun. Make sure you watch the video to the end and share it with someone. So a little backdrop about this property, I'm going to share with you a little bit about how I got this deal. So this was a probate situation, and this was an attorney friend of mine who referred me the deal. I actually have a lot of good relationships with attorneys, and I've had relationships with key attorneys for over a decade. So they trust me, I trust them, and they actually put me or place me with people who they feel will be in good hands with me. So in this case, this was a real precarious situation because this property involved a property not only here in the Northeast, but also one in North Carolina. And the property actually was paid off. There was no debt on it. There was no mortgage on it. There was nothing to speak of because it was an inherited property. However, there was unsettled matters regarding the probate, and basically what was happening was that the son who inherited the property was not taking care of things. So he actually allowed a tax lien to be created on the property that threatened to take everything. So myself and the attorney had to maneuver and basically put them in a position so that they would not be losing out the property, and that meant selling it. And so we actually put the deal together, and then we started. So after getting all the details, it was time to meet with him and actually just look at the property. And to my surprise, when I walked in, this is what I saw. Now I must say, this property has a lot of good bones, and I know that from dealing with so many hundreds of properties over the years. I can tell you that the size of the property, the room proportions, and the fact that it had a driveway and other features really made it a very appealing property. However, it was not well maintained at all. Some of the flooring actually was crooked. There was concern about whether or not there was foundation issues because of the sloping of some of the floors. But I didn't feel that that was the case. I felt like there was some settling in some parts of the first floor. However, when I actually walked in and I saw the beam ceilings in the dining room, and I saw other features of the property, I saw a lot of potential there. So we actually started the process. He had tried selling the property previously, gotten hung up, tied up really for over 1.5 years with no results. And I was able to not only meet with him, start the process, but I was able to get the property sold in record time. So it was actually easier to get to a contract and actually get him under contract and moving towards the closing table. And then the slow up started. And basically the delay was on him. He was actually delaying the process because he was just really slow. I mean, every time we would try to go to close, we actually tried closing this property I think about 7 times. And he would always come up with an excuse, or there would always be something. So finally, we had to say to him, look, do you want to sell the property or not? Do you want to move forward or not? And we actually eventually had to bring other family in from Las Vegas to be able to push him towards the closing table. But eventually that happened. And that opened up the door for us to be able to start the renovation process, which is very key because we were actually in the summer months when we closed this, and it was important to actually hit the ground running. We also had some municipal issues where there was a lot of debris left on the sidewalk with the city. Fortunately, we have relationships with the city, and although those things were left overnight during the weekend hours, we were able to resolve that with the city. So after so many delays and excuses, we actually ended up having to close with a use and occupancy. And so we gave him a certain amount of days in order to be able to get a U-Haul, get the rest of his things, and then move. He's claimed that he was going to be moving, getting his truck and moving directly down to North Carolina. Well, a day turned into 2 days, 2 days turned into more. So eventually he left, giving us a way to be able to get in there. And eventually the crew got in there and started the process. First thing is complete clean out. So we had to use several dumpsters because there was also stuff in the basement that he left. It's a really nice property because it also has a full basement. You can stand up in the basement, and there's no water damage. It's not in a flood area. So it was actually another added benefit. Mind you, this is a 5-bedroom, 3-bath home. And this property is like a steal, so to speak, for what it was paid for and what it was bought for. So after the clean out, we actually had to tackle the walls and it were a lot of plaster walls. And as you can see, we actually was able to take that out and put in sheetrock, and then the magic started. And the first thing the buyer tackled was the kitchen. Kitchen actually was probably one of the most deplorable parts of the property. Here you can see a portion of how it looked. I tried to actually see if I can capture or get more imagery of the other side of what it looked like, but it was really bad because actually the wall was raw. You could see through. There was no wall there actually. You could see the inside of what's behind the wall. It was open. So it was just really bad. The cabinets, he had no cabinets, and that was on two sides of the kitchen. And so to go from this and what it looks like, where you can see a portion of it here, to this is really like a jaw-dropping transformation. Another thing that stood out when I first got to the property was the red walls. Now I almost said to him, you know, because there were some parts also that you can't see where there's also like yellow walls. So I was like wondering like what's the deal with like red walls and yellow walls. But you know, one thing I've learned about real estate in my years is that, you know, real estate is a reflection of people. And so there are people who are eccentric, there are people who are that. That's what appeals to them. You know, you can't walk into my house and necessarily see red walls. And if you did, probably won't be that color. But again, it's all about respecting a person's, you know, preference. So, well, actually, you know, I didn't think that red walls would sell the property, but you know, that was his thing, and that's probably one of the reasons why he didn't sell before. So we actually were able to address that, and like I've always said, it's always best when you're trying to actually sell your property or rent, you need to go with neutral colors. White, light gray. These are inviting colors and they make spaces look open. So look at the entry foyer here. Look at what it looked like before and look at what it looks like after. It's like night and day. Again, this property is beautiful. It had all these features. It had all this character, but the colors just drowned it. You know, there was a lot of brown. There were a lot of brown tones, a lot of yellow tones, red tones. So you really couldn't see all those things. Although to my eye, I could see it because I actually do this. This is what I do for a living. So I actually am able to see past all of that. However, you know, someone who's coming in and they're looking to try to make that place a home, they wouldn't be able to see all of that. They actually would need to see the finished product. So this is what the finished product looks like. And I think that this is one of the biggest selling features. When you walked into the property, it really just kind of like that staircase grabbed you. So it was a great thing that we were able to do this with this particular staircase. And throughout the rest of the property, you can see the changes to the bedrooms. You can see the transformation. Keep in mind that some of these bedrooms have blue walls, green walls, mustard color walls. There was a lot of eclectic colors throughout this entire property. It was pretty incredible. Now, taking it outside, one thing I will mention is that the front porch was actually enclosed. So what the client did was basically take out the enclosed front porch and open it up, and voila, this is what you have. A brand new open front porch. Another key thing was that there was a big tree blocking the front, so you couldn't really see the entire house. So what he did was remove the tree and just put in 2 arborvitaes and the shrubs, and it actually then opened up the curb appeal of the house where you can see the property. Also, there was a chain link fence separating the driveway and the front yard. He took that out to open it up further, put black tar down. Voila, you have a brand new driveway and an awesome curb appeal look. Also in the backyard, aside from being overgrown, there were major compromises with the porch and also the garage. The garage, we could not open the door because it was a structural problem. It could fall over. So the client actually restored that, completely redid a new garage, 1-car garage with a new roof, new garage door, black tar leading right up to it. That was a big selling feature with the house, specifically going into the kind of era that we're in now where backyards are really, really important for any properties that you're going to be purchasing. So all in all, this property actually was purchased for $125,000. There was maybe about $60,000 worth of work put into it. And in less than 5 months, the property was sold for $295,000. So that was an incredible deal for my client. And although as an experienced investor, I will say that some of the input that we gave is taken and is valued, and that makes a difference. Not only from purchasing the property at the right price, structuring the deal, but also what to go into the property that will make it sell. So these are the building blocks, these are the steps that we use in order to be able to go from point A to point Z to have a successful real estate transaction and really a successful real estate experience. So if you need any help you're looking to buy, rent, or sell, my team and I are available here in New Jersey to be able to help you with all your real estate needs. You can feel free to reach out to me. My email address is askrindenow@gmail.com. Also, I'd like to know if you'd like to see more before and after transformation videos from me, as I have many properties that we deal with, and I have many of these that I can actually share with you. Some of these are fun experiences, some of these have a backdrop story to it that may make you wonder about real estate altogether. But all in all, it's all fun in the process and the experience of this journey that I've been on for 18 years. I've sold well over $30 million in real estate, and I've helped thousands of families all around the country to go through different processes with real estate. So I'd like to help you with your next chapter of real estate, whether it's going to be buying a property, selling your property, renting a property, or just really solving your issue, trying to figure out how to keep your property. My email address is askrindenow@gmail.com. You can also reach me right on our site at askrinde.com. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.